All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're live and lively on another episode of Mana'o at Home. I'm Trisha Dish from the Weekly Dish and Beyond. We are at number 50. That's right. We made it. So proud of this team. That's right. 50 episodes, 50 different live stream talk story with different Maui musicians. That's what I'm so proud of. I remember moving to this island and people are like, there's nothing but reggae. There's nothing but Hawaiian. I'm like, oh, there's so much more. A bouquet of brilliant artists. I've been so proud to feature them on the show. We started back in May 2020. Mahalo to Michael Elam from Mana'o Radio for reaching out to me during the dark days of quarantine when the stages were dark and we didn't really know what to do with ourselves. And it was such a blessing in disguise. And now, even though the stages are still open again, we decided to keep the show going because it's a great way to support Maui musicians. So I'm really proud to have this next guest here today. I've been following him for the last year, and this is actually the first time I got to meet him. He is a budding and blossoming rock star on the rise. We're very excited. He couldn't be any sweeter. He's got a great personality. I'm really excited to see what he's going to be doing in 10 years. And he's backed by his rockin' papa. We'll be talking to them today. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, welcome to the Mana'o at Home 50th celebration, Timothy Morris Band.
Thank you so much for having us. We're really excited to be here.
50 shows.
Yay!
50. Awesome.
We started in a Zoom format, which then was like in the backyard. One was in a lanai, one was in a kitchen, one was in a bathroom. And so blessed be the Backlit Buddha studio crews reached out and were like, hey, you want a home? I was like, you know what? That would be nice.
Yeah, what a great place.
We're so grateful. This place is fantastic. You can record, you can come and gather, or you can do these great live stream shows like Mana'o at Home. So we're going to be hanging out with these rockin' musicians. Now, it's usually a three-piece, right?
Correct.
2 out of 3. Do we want to give him...
Our bass player, Tate, couldn't get out of work. There's a labor shortage. Couldn't get a bass player.
And we couldn't
labor
afford
shortage.
a bass player either, so.
So, yeah. There's just not enough coming in these days at TMB Inc. So
we're going to be talking more about this band on the rise. Sad enough, Tim's going to be leaving us soon. He's going to be a big rock star, and we're really excited that we just got him before he heads to Nashville and goes on the road. So let's get this party started. Without further ado, all originals, which I love. You're 19
Correct.
years old, all originals. This is fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, the Timothy Morris Band.
Show you what I mean. Could be better, it could be worse. That all depends on what you believe. All these minds have all been a blur, but I cannot see the pictures you've seen. Time to wake up and get out of here. It's gonna take some major review. There's no time, take a ride on the bus or the future holds nothing for those who cannot see. Take it back, take a chance to just be free. Just be. This too shall pass and be gone, fade into oblivion. Rise up and make this thing count. Rise into the great beyond. There's no time, take a ride on the purple tail. The future holds nothing for those who cannot see. Take it back, take a chance to just be free. Just be.
That's how we get the party started. How Do You Do It is what that one's called.
Indeed.
And which album is that off of, Young
That's the
Rockstar?
opening track off of our upcoming album, For the Sake of Nothing, which is the second album that Dad and I have done together as the Timothy Morris Band.
Yeah. Now, the band actually during COVID was cultivated.
Correct.
So you were like sitting around like, you know what? I've been doing my own thing. Let's make a band, Dad. Is that what happened?
I always wanted a band, but it all happened to line up at once. Because right when COVID hit, we had all this free time all of a sudden. And Dad and I have always played together, done some different things, and worked on music of both of us together, all this stuff. But when COVID hit, Dad had the idea to record an album in 1 week.
Because we were supposed to have 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks to.
So we had 2 weeks we had a week
curb
to
the-
record.
To curb the curb or whatever.
Oh, yeah. It was only going to be 2 weeks.
So
Yeah.
we had a week to record and a week to recover was the idea.
Right.
And then we ended up having 2 years. So the story of this new album started with the album before it, really. And that song was the first one we wrote after Good Quarantine was all finished. Everything.
Which was
So
the
it's-
album that we did. In the
Yeah, that was our album in 1 week. So
You guys are, I mean, this is, how many people can say they did that much during quarantine? Most people were sitting around watching all of Netflix.
it was an
Not
interesting
me.
experience.
Well, we did that
It was-
too.
Yeah, we did plenty of nothing as well.
And you were inspired by all the rock docs. And you were like, you know what?
Yeah,
we need to
yeah.
make this our story.
Well, the thing was, like, like the day, that everything happened.
The world changed almost 2 years ago.
Well, everybody was like, "Oh, well, let's do a live stream."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was like, I'm like, okay, well, do we do a live stream and just kind of blend in with everybody else, or let's make an album?
Yeah,
that
we
was
figured-
kind of kind of the idea.
Yeah, we figured we'd make something that isn't going to go away when this is all over.
Yes.
That like we've been playing song. We got when we got back out to play music about a year ago, almost exactly a year ago today, played our first show with an audience, and we've been playing those songs. We keep them around and it's lived on long past the album in 1 week idea.
Right.
So.
Well, we'll come back and talk about your almost 7 albums that you've created. I was
Somewhere in there,
I'm
yeah.
talking story with him. He's like, maybe 4, 5, 6.
And then
No, there's
that
a
one.
7th too. I'm like, to be young and have so much going on. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're rocking out with the Timothy
you so much
Morris
for having
Band.
us.
Heck yeah. This is awesome.
Couple from Good Quarantine, the album in a week.
Can't seem to find the time I lost it long ago. There's a hole in my pocket as deep as a rabbit hole. Too young to buy the line that son, you're getting old. You're only on the downhill slope till it's time to go. Days are long, but the years are short. With my growing old, were my years not wasted on the young? All the time we had a freeway to our dreams. Now I'm stuck in this traffic jam. There's a ghost in my machine. Can I keep running? Can I keep running? I don't know. I don't know. Can I keep running? Can I keep running? I don't know. I don't know. It's all alone, but the years are short. Will my growing old, on the bass. My parents' garage, I tried to tune it in, but the frequencies have changed. The last big scene in the world is going to waste. They used to paint a picture with the sound in their heads, but now it's just a simple self-portraitry and generosity and self-keeping and everything in between. Whoa, whoa, you ready to go? Show me your warm side. Whoa, you ready to go? Transmit your soft side. Whoa, you ready to go? What did you used to play? Whoa, you ready to go? Give me your day. Trying to write the next big thing, but the next big thing ain't want nothing to do with me. I don't really mind to write the next big thing. Next big thing sucks anyway. Whoa, you ready to go? Show me your one side. Whoa, you ready to go? Transmit your soft side. Whoa, you ready to go? What did you used to play? Whoa, you ready to go? Give me your
crowds are going crazy. The drumsticks are flying. That was awesome.
Flying where they're not supposed to be.
That was great. You caught one of them, though. As a twirler, I really respected that. Wow, fantastic. I love that back-to-back songs. That's really
those
fun.
two songs open the album.
Together?
And
Oh, nice.
and
They just meld
It
well.
never. I
You have
can't
to play them
separate 'em.
together. It's like Zeppelin, yeah?
yeah.
It's like Heartbreaker and Living Loves Me. Yeah, you
That's
gotta
the
have
idea.
them together. Yeah, now, I mean, you're so young, so I'm thinking, were you digging through his music when you were younger? How did you find that you were so influenced by rock or... Because you're definitely from a different generation. Even your swagger, you've got like this youthful but like old soul. Where did you kind of like? When was your first memory of music?
Well, Dad played in a classic rock cover band called the Funnies that were fairly successful.
Fairly.
For they played every weekend for 15 years. I call that success.
That's good.
And that was I had a lot of exposure to that early on, despite they were playing in bars and beer gardens and stuff like that. But
Sneak 'em in.
And you had a bunch of
We'd
apple
sneak
juice,
me
lots
in.
of apple juice.
And yeah, I'd even get on stage with them from what was
He would, before he could talk, actually, he would watch Rush videos and do this with his hand.
Oh yeah.
And I'd be like to my wife, Chrissy, that's not a normal motion. That's like that's like technique,
Yeah.
you know. And so he played drums actually before he could talk.
Oh,
I couldn't
wow.
for
Could actually
reference.
play a
I
beat.
couldn't talk till I was 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I chose
About
not
three,
to. at
3 years
least.
old, he was actually playing beats.
Oh
And,
wow.
you know, and you see a lot of that on YouTube now, but you know that wasn't really a huge thing at the time. You know, 19
Yeah.
years ago or 17.
Whatever it
years
was.
ago. But anyway, he would get up and play with the band at about 4 or 5 years old and lead the band. You know, he could do it. You know,
And you're like, oh, we've got something on our
Yeah.
hands here. I think I did this.
credit to those guys. You know, they always love to get him up and and play. So
Yeah, so this is Steve. I don't know if I said your name. Steve
did.
Morris. Okay, Steve Morris.
This is my dad.
This is the dad. This is the anchor. Now you guys play a lot of different instruments. Keyboards.
Yeah, I
Tell
play-
us
I play a little
bass,
bit of everything.
guitar. You're like
Yeah.
Prince in motion here. Like singing,
we-
songwriting. You like to songwrite?
Yeah,
That's
I
what-
really do. We have two compartments of music. Really, my solo stuff where I record, where I play everything on those albums, and then we have the stuff where it's both of us collaborating on everything and all that. So yeah, I do play a little bit of everything, and I enjoy playing a little bit of everything. So keyboards, but like, I love playing bass, and I love playing drums, and I try and have my own expression and voice on each different instrument. I just happen to play guitar most.
Well,
You know.
I can. That Fender's a part of you. So, how long have you been playing guitar? Kissing the Strat, love it.
6 years since I got serious about it. About 6 years now,
Focus,
Yeah.
yeah, wonderful.
and that's around the same time I started writing.
Oh, that's so
too,
great.
so.
And so, well, we have so much more to talk about. But when you first started, when you were younger, when you were listening to music, because you're so young, and no offense to music, but it's all over the place. I mean, I could say you could maybe look to like Jack White or maybe the Black Keys. But what are some modern musicians that you look up to? John Mayer.
Well,
you love?
some of my earliest influences and exposure to music were The Killers, Muse, and Jars of Clay.
Oh, nice.
I love all three of those bands to this day. That's some of the more modern stuff, but there's some really great stuff coming out. I love like Royal Blood, Inhaler is fantastic. Sammy Ray, I listen to a lot. Like, there's lots of great music still
He's
coming out. You have to
stylish
look
rock.
for it a little
He's
more.
a style rocker.
But
So he's got the. Is that what kind of material is your
I have no
blazer?
idea.
Is it velour?
It's Goodwill.
Oh, I love a good
Goodwill's
vintage.
Goodwill.
Yeah.
Vintage threads are so in. You're so hip. So we'll be talking more with Steve and Tim. You guys, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget, we originally started the show as a gig, which is your chance to tip the talent, as you can see on screen. He's got Venmo and PayPal. Just feeling a little tipsy, drop a little coinage in there. It's super easy. Every little bit counts, especially for a musician who's about to go to the mainland and go on tour. Those $50 little every day. You'll see. You're gonna have a lot of fun. Budgeting. That's the new.
Lots of budgeting fun ahead.
Lots of budgeting and rocking. All right, guys. Thanks so much for being here. What you got?
All right, this next song is coming out as a single in 2 hours.
That's right. Woo! It's an exciting
At
day.
midnight Eastern time. So this one we've
So an hour and a half.
yeah about an hour and a half. So we've been playing this one for a long time. So it's kind of like we're finally sharing it, and so it's the first single from our new album that will come out later this month.
And it's called Hero.
I need a hero.
Take a walk through the fire, and I'll carry the load. Send a message across the sky. I can't find my way home. Oh, I need a hero. I need a hero. Even if
good song.
Oh, thank you.
That's a catchy one too. People are gonna be singing that. Tim, you are so fun. You're such a character.
Thank you.
Just the oh, I love that. It's like so perfect. You are a rock star on his way, or
Well,
you're
thank
gonna
you so
play
much.
one really well.
I can play a rock star.
Now that's the song Hero. You can play it well. The song Hero comes off your new album For the Sake of Nothing, which is
Correct.
coming up, and that's album number 5. But then you're gonna have 2
6 total.
others. 6 total.
Could be 4, depending on how you look at it.
Who is your man? You guys are a machine. Is this all dad, or do you guys have a team and mom's involved, or how do you get all this done?
It's mostly the 2 of us. And
you
then,
lock each other in a garage for a year.
It's a shed. It is a shed.
It's
Um,
a small
He
garden
shed.
shed.
We've made it pretty nice, though, I'd say.
It's called the he shed. The he shed, right?
Right,
He shed.
right.
Yeah, it's really just us and my brother Stefan does the masters everything,
Oh, wonderful! You need him
and-
on the team.
and my sister Faith does a lot of the art and video work for us. So
Oh.
it's mostly a family operation.
Yeah.
It's a family affair. I love
Yeah.
it so much. Now, Steve, you said you pretty much kidnapped your family and brought them to Maui from Illinois. Tell me a little bit about the trek from the Midwest and how that
Oh,
happened.
just it's the same story you hear a lot. Is came here on a once in a lifetime vacation, and it took several years, raising kids and stuff. But we come back every winter, and then finally we're like we're really gonna move. We told the kids we're really gonna do it, And my youngest daughter was like, "Well, I want to graduate in Illinois," and Tim said he would move, and so we're like, Faith graduates, we're out of here.
Yeah.
So basically that's what we did, and put everything in a U-Haul box,
Put it on a boat.
which was basically like the studio and the kitchen, basically. That everything else stayed back
Yeah.
or sold. But
And it's been wonderful ever since.
yeah. It's
Been
great.
here 3.5 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Coming up on 4. Yeah.
So when you go to the mainland and go to Nashville, you're going on your own. Is this the first time you've
Faith
lived on
is
your own?
moving as
Faith
well.
is going sister and brother.
But after me.
Steve, you're losing 2 offsprings. I don't know
Yeah.
if you're exhilarated or sad.
It hits me every now and then.
Yeah.
There'll be more space. It's good. We got a lot of people in our house right now.
You're like, I'm sick of sleeping in the shed. Okay?
I wish there was room for a mattress out there. It's nice and cool.
Yeah, right.
That's right. The best records are made in sheds. Well, we got some more songs coming up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Real quick, before I forget, we would not be possible to have this show without my underwriters, which is my loyal small businesses, including Venture Physical Therapy and The Playground Maui. I'm just so thankful for them. And without Backlit Buddha Studio and Pinatas Maui, we would not be able to do a show of this caliber. So thank you guys so much. And of course, to my loyal wizard, Cody Quintana. He reached out to me over a year ago and said, I want to be part of the show. And I thought he wanted to be on the show as a musician. And I was like, sure, which date you want? You're great. And he's like, no, I want to help you. Like, let's elevate this, And so thank you so much to Cody for being a part of this magical
awesome.
show.
As
Does
is Kevin.
great work.
Yeah, he's one of the most level-headed sound men. Usually sound men are really quiet, and you're like, they're going to hurt me. Or they're really
Or don't talk to
angry,
me.
and they do hurt you. But he's got that beautiful zen, so we're so happy for him and Gus to be part of the team. All right, we've got more from the original rocksters of the Timothy Morse Band.
This is another one from the new album. It's called Mistakes.
We know that.
We all make mistakes, so why on earth are you crying? I've got an answer for you. The question is love. Like blue sky in California, thoughts of pace have become. You're not the system, you're not the way it's been done before. They're not gonna listen. They're the masters of war. It's shining
We haven't got to rock out in a while this year. This is super fun. Oh my gosh, we're here live and lively with the Timothy Morris Band, Steve and Tim Morris. Such a pleasure to get to know you guys. It's always fun. It's actually interesting how I thought Tim was gone. I was like, oh, he's leaving. I don't know if I'm going to get him on the show. He was on my list. And then actually Steve, I think he personally emailed me or messaged me like, hey, Trish, I don't know if you know, we're going to be at the playground doing the U2 tribute.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd love for you to come. Facebook's whatever. I'm like, yeah, Facebook's. Yeah, they're whatever. The logarithm, as Stephen Holding knows, it's so fun. And then I thought, oh my goodness, you're still here. And I reached out and we were able to make a date. And then Cody had something, so we had to move the date. So it's just really cool that we were able to get you guys in the studio here
awesome.
before.
We got here and we're glad to be here.
Yeah, it's so cool. What a
Thank
great
you so
weekend.
much.
You've got a new single coming out. You've got your farewell show, which we'll be talking about in a minute. But I want to talk a little bit about U2 and why you decided to kind of obsessed with them. You were telling me earlier. What is your allure to U2? Or are you an Edge man?
I definitely.
Okay.
My third favorite guitar player.
Oh, who are the other two?
I don't know who number 2 is, but number 1 is Alex Lifeson. I think I'd put Jimmy Page at number 2.
Okay,
But,
you're good. You can stay.
Yeah, I got really, really into U2 not long after we moved here. And Dad will say every time he came home, there was U2 blasting in the house. But like we do go back.
Joshua Tree, Octave. What are you listening to?
All of it, really. Octane Baby's my favorite U2 album, and Joshua Tree's second.
Good man.
Yeah, they were wrapped up in my childhood too. And Mom and Dad were really into them while I was forming, and so like I remember them seeing the 360 tour 3 times and all this stuff. So it was always around, and they were. I always liked it, but then eventually it clicked with me, and I just couldn't get enough. And I watched all these live DVDs and everything. I bought a bunch of stuff, and so what I always really found is my real love for U2 is the way that they put together their shows. So a U2 tribute show was always on my list of things I really wanted to do. And so we finally managed to put it all together at the playground
on
for St. Patrick's Day, no less.
Perfect, no less.
I always thought that'd be a perfect, that would be something that I would go to.
Yeah.
It'd be like, get St. Patrick's Day, a U2 show. I was like,
Exactly.
yeah, sure.
No offense to any,
Right.
Celtic
It's just
players,
like, it kind of makes sense,
Absolutely.
And we're Irish, so
It all works out well.
it all works.
Now,
yeah.
when you get to the mainland, you're going to be able to get to go see a lot more bigger shows too. I'm sure you're going to be out there just like
Hopefully.
gobbling it all up. Yeah, if you're
Yeah.
not playing. And so your next journey is to Nashville. Why Nashville? I mean, that makes sense as a guitar player, but why
I know-
Nashville? Because you're a rock star. Why not New York City or LA? What's drawing you to Nashville?
Somebody told me to go to LA, and I said, I hate LA.
Yeah.
Nashville, I love the vibe of it. I'm really familiar with Portland because my sisters lived there and my brother still lives there. And when I went to Nashville last year, it felt like Nashville was Portland with better people. And I
like that.
No offense to anybody.
no
in
offense to Portland. That's
And
just
it's
how it
technically
was-
in the
how it
Midwest,
felt.
so it's got that vibe.
It's got
It's
some southern
friendly.
charm too, and I
Yeah.
think living there is going to be different, of course. But I just fell in love with the vibe of the whole thing. I already had it in mind, trying to figure out different places I could go and whatnot. So I
And when you're
decided to
young and
pull the
some
trigger.
places calling you, you go.
You
It's
just
just so wonderful to be
Gotta
able to do
it
that.
sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. And you're at a phase in your life where if it doesn't work out, you can go somewhere else.
Yeah,
you know?
I'll be at 8 hours from where I grew up, so it's like I have some safety nets.
From a touring perspective, though, someone who's done tour management, that's such a great spot because you're
It's very
right there.
central.
There's like Atlanta, Chicago,
Yeah.
Cleveland, D.C., New York, Baltimore.
Yeah, that's one
you
of the
can
things that-
drive to
yeah.
all those places, and even maybe even Austin. That would be a little bit of a trip.
I think
but-
Austin is 11 hours.
Yeah, that might be a little bit, but hey, I drove to Florida
Well, a lot
from
of Nashville
Ohio when
people
I
do
was
the
little. We
South by
did it.
Southwest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
there you go. I like
So
this.
it's-
Plant the seeds. Plant the seeds. Thank you guys so
See what
much being
happens.
here. Don't forget Tip the Talents. And for all of you tuning in on the Monotone Radio Facebook, mahalo. And yeah, here we go. Let's rock out some more with the Timothy Morris Band.
This is one from a solo album.
My last album, Can We Still Save the Music? We're gonna do a couple from that one.
2 of them. Yeah.
Can you still save? Can
Can
we
we still
save
save
the
the
music?
music?
I like that.
I've been thinking about you for some time, and maybe too much. You've been rushing me to figure myself out, but I'm not one to touch. 'Cause I'm running, yeah, I'm running as fast as I can, and I'm burning, yeah, I'm burning for you and me. I'm running out of places to meet and people to be. I'm running out of your precious time. I'm running away again. I'm running away again. I'm running out of time. I'm scared of what's coming next. It's coming to me like a bullet. Oh, I'm running away again. I'm running away again. Tell myself thoughts of disaster. Break these walls and fasten them together to create a reflection of my heart. And then tear it apart and rush myself with these abilities. Sentimentalize being alive. And now I'm making on. I'll make it better. I'm running out of places to meet and people to be. I'm running out of your precious time. I'm running away again. I'm running away again. I'm running out of time. I'm scared of what's coming next. It's coming for me like a bullet. Oh, I'm running away again. I'm running away again. What if the inside was all we could see? How much different this world would be? And what if I can't know how much time I have till I'm not free anymore? I'm running out of places to meet and people to be. I'm running out of your precious time. I'm running away again. I'm running away again. I'm running out of time. I'm scared of what's coming next. It's coming for me like a bullet. Oh, I'm running away again. I'm running away again. I'm running out of places to be and people to see. I'm not a slave to your precious time. I'm running away again. I'm running away again. I ran away when I quit, and I'll do it again. Thank you so much.
You know what? I'm so impressed that you came here and you're playing all original songs. That's just really resounding. Thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you so much for letting us.
Yes. We haven't kicked you out yet. We're almost done, so you're good. Now, you had a beautiful moment, too, during COVID. You were one of the cool shows that was at Pro Arts, which
Yeah.
are good friends of ours here at Mana'o, and we love Lynn and everything that's going on there. Tell us a little bit about that experience, and it was part of the Quarant Streams,
Yeah,
right?
the Quarantainment series, which we always
Quarantainment.
thought was a little close to good quarantining.
Oh,
So it all fit together. That was our second gig as a band, actually. We had a live stream at the Coffee Attic about a month before that, and I was so sick when that happened. But so it was the first time that I was human.
Not COVID.
It wasn't
human.
COVID. But it was the first time that I was human for a gig at Pro Arts. So
Wow, was it bad?
the sickness. that is.
the gig or the
Heat stroke.
we were getting there as a band, but yeah, that was back when we were 4-piece, and now look at us, 2 of us.
They just keep we.
Steve's
fallen
playing
and
10
walked
parts
wayside.
back there.
Yeah, I met Lynn not long after COVID, and we were talking about trying to, at that time when we still didn't quite know how things were going to shape out. We were talking about trying to get Pro Arts back up and running that summer, and for like 25% capacity shows or whatever. And she she had heard my music and she really liked it. So she was the one that that kind of always wanted. When they started doing the quarantainment shows, and we got to be the first rock band to play there. And then a year later, we were the first rock band with people
With
to
people.
play there. So.
And wasn't that such an interesting experience to go from
Hey, could Cody come in here?
Yeah, Cody, please. We need Cody, please.
Yeah, really, it certainly was interesting. It's a good space, and it's gotten even better it's even better with people in there. And
Yes.
yeah, that video turned out really nicely, and we really appreciate what they do over there. And so yeah.
Are you now? You also did a gig at the tattoo shop. You're all
Oh,
over
yeah.
the place. Tell me a little bit about that.
That was totally last minute. Cole from Mud Corpse, who I've known for quite a while.
How fun!
He reached out to me and basically it was just like, "You want a gig on the 11th?" And I was like, "Yeah, but Dad's gonna be out of town." So, Dad was out of town, so I did an impromptu solo gig for that. And it went really nicely. The crowd was responsive, and that's the thing about the punk scene is I felt like the messages to the songs were really being heard in that audience, and it was a really good community atmosphere. Despite that not being the kind of music that I do, it's still they were like really welcoming, and I fit in with that thing somehow. So
In your journey, it's going to be really interesting because you're going to be playing. I was going to say you're going to go. Are you going to find a band? Are you
hopefully,
Are you looking?
I'm seeing who.
Put it out in the
I'm going there to
classifieds?
meet people and hopefully get something good out of all of it.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know who you're going to run into.
Play
and-
open mics.
Yeah, right.
Sit in.
Definitely.
And that's what you do. And you go around and you're like, hey, you need a guitar player? And that's how you meet the people. And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, the little pieces start fitting
Yeah,
together.
I'm going looking.
I'm excited. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of that almost 20-year-old. You don't know what's ahead of you and you're going to a new place. It's just going to be
Yeah.
really fascinating. Can you come back and do the show in a few years and we'll talk story?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I definitely want to come back here and do a show eventually. We can get the same band back together if if all lines up. So
We wanted to give Faith a little love because she actually did the
Yes.
video. Faith September,
yes,
who did the video for the song
Running Away Again.
Running Away Again.
She's
Music
done,
videos are great. I love that artists are doing
especially
them
when
again.
Faith does it. She's done. Well, we've done 4 videos, and she directed 3 of them. And she just does a great job. She has these great storyline ideas and all that. The Running Away Again video is me playing both the cop and the robber in a scenario, and I'm chasing myself. It's a really funny video.
Were you ever in theater?
I have done theater.
Yes, because you're very comfortable with the costumes and the characters, and I love following your Instagram.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you have an ego. You're just playing a character. It's really nice. It's refreshing.
Yeah, I did a couple productions the last year I was in public high school, right before we moved here, and I did them back to back. So it was like 6 straight months of theater, and I kind of
Oh, you fast forward that
yeah.
stage fright. Yeah, there's no stage fright in theater. You got to get it on. And then this Saturday is technically, I mean, I've heard, but it's For Real Farewell.
Yeah, this is the
The
actual,
For Real Farewell.
the actual
And my
last
favorite
song.
part about this flyer is says, where? It's a secret. And then it says, please DM me for details. So we won't say where it is now, but I heard a rumor it's going to be near Rainbow Bridge.
It is. So it's up in the Kula area. And yeah, just DM us anywhere on Timothy Morris Music on Facebook, Instagram. DM us for the address, and it's gonna be a good time up there. So we're paying tribute to the Hendrix legacy up there.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit, and it's super cool because it's gonna be about as close as we're gonna get to playing.
The
Yeah, right
slopes
down the
of
road.
Haleakala.
right down the road. So
Nice.
yeah, it's gonna be super.
So bring a hoodie and a 6-pack, and I'll see you there. All right, cool. All
gonna be
right,
a
we're
lot of
back
fun.
in action. Woohoo! Yeah, thank you so much for my tech
right.
team for getting it rough. We've got, so we're
Yeah,
going to do
Cody,
another.
Awesome.
Cody's the man. We're going to do another super mix here, right? You guys are going to be flowing into a few songs. And when we come back, we'll give a bunch of love to your new albums. And then we have to say aloha. It's so sad. Oh my God. I told you it goes so fast.
Sure does.
It really does. So you guys, thanks so much for being here. Don't forget to tip the talents. That's a little bit.
Thank you
let's
all
hear,
so much for watching.
Let's hear a little bit more from the Timothy Morris
This is the
Band.
title track from my last solo album, Can We Still Save the Music?
Stand to see the thunder swells in your eyes. What could we be in another century? Can you seal the state of the world tonight? I just wanna talk by firefly light, but we're all behind our screens. To numb the pain we fear can only seem. Can we still save the music? Or is the music already gone? Sure as hell could use it. Want to sing this dying song. I'm not trying to sing another anthem of peace and love. I'm just trying to find some decent love there among the crowd. All of you are at home now. Can we still save the music? Is the music already gone? We sure as hell could use it. Want to sing this dying song. Feel the hate in the world tonight and fight back the urge to cry. 'Cause the pain that seems, it's not a fantasy, and neither are we. Can we still save the music? Or is the music already gone? We sure as hell could use it. Want to sing this They said that the early bird gets the worm, but I found all you had to do was dig a little deeper. Boy, have I got something to say. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what it was. Something that you want to relate to. You see a world full of dirty deeds, and you don't know what to think. You see dishes in the kitchen sink, and you remember the small things matter until you start to sing. They could see you too. You get caught up and lose. You start to lose your grip on reality. You're kicked out of the house on a technicality. We need a bigger city. Can we just hang on to the love we have and stick to the things that make us glad? The time we had our hearts are ironclad. Can we just hang on to the loves we had and stick to the lovers and comrades before we fall? After we had it all. Some people are hard to talk to, and some people say you don't matter, but sometimes you fall along with the latter. And some people are great to talk to, and some people are something warmer, but sometimes you fall along with the former. Can we just hang on to love we had and stick to the things that make us glad? The time we had our hearts are ironclad. Can we just hang on to love we had and stick to the lovers and comrades before we fall? After we had it all. Thank you.
Wow, you guys look so good. It sounds so good. This room.
Thank you.
Wait till you do this video. It's going to be so great. Oh, you guys, I've been having so much fun. We only have one more song left. I'm sad.
Oh no.
I'm sad. It went too quick.
It's too fast.
Oh, stop it.
Oh!
Oh, happy 50s!
Stop it. Why are you doing this? Thank you. Okay, I wasn't going to get verklempt, but here I am. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much. I don't, happy 50. I don't know how to do it. Thank you guys so much. I could not do this without the support of my team. I was just in a little apartment in LA, depressed during COVID, and they reached out to me and were like, "Hey, Maui needs you. Help." And it's been such a beautiful experience to be able to support Maui's musicians, and now I'm back in the fabric, and you're never losing me, Maui. I'm here forever. So thank you so much to Backlit Buddha Studios and Tempa and Noor and Johnny and Michelle and Stephen Holding, who's just been seriously shooting all of our shows every single time. If it wasn't for him, half the island wouldn't know how many musicians have live gigs, because you're literally the rock photographer. And seriously, this guy right here, Cody Quintana, if it wasn't for him, this show wouldn't be live. I mean, I have no idea what I'm doing. I would literally be on a little Zoom mic. And of course, Michael Elam and Mana'o family. Jeez, why are you making me all cry? I'm super tough. No. But yeah, it's just a really beautiful experience. And I feel really blessed to be part of the Maui music scene and just be able to, celebrate you all. And you're celebrating me, and this is very humbling. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
So yeah, I love you guys so much. And
Put in a lot of time and a lot of work.
I've always wanted to be the Rolling Stone of Maui, so I've kind of created it by myself. I have my own Rolling Stone magazine. Just, you have to do it yourself sometimes to make your own career. And you'll see that, Tim. You'll think you're going one way, and then next minute you're going to be doing something else. So I'm really happy that you got to be here today. It's always nice to see such an inspiring young act,
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody that makes this happen. It's incredible to me
Yeah.
that you do anything.
That you could just sit at home and look at,
Statistics wise, it's 100% easier not to do anything
That's right.
than to do something. John Mulaney.
John Mulaney, that's a good joke. Good job. Well, guys, this is our last song. I've just had such a great show, and what a great experience. We're in season 3. We've got just 50 more. I mean, maybe even 100 more musicians that I haven't even broken to Oahu yet. I was planning to have Oahu guests, but
Yeah.
I'm too busy with Maui, baby. I know, we don't have time for Oahu. We've got coming up next week, we've got the sexy sensations of Silky Sister. That's Kendall Benoit. She's all grown up, and she's got a fantastic project. We're going to have a really beautiful set for her, and she's going to be sharing her original tunes. And then in the next month, we're going to have one of my favorite artists and bluesmen, rockers, that's Steve Sargenti, and he'll be here with Sal Godinez. And they are just wonderful and really important part of the fabric. And then I've also got Gail Swanson coming up. Hopefully the Hitzig brothers and Eric Gilliam called me, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thanks so much for being a part of Mana'o at Home. One last song from the Timothy Morris Band. If you're just tuning in, don't forget this is online forever on our YouTube and also Mana'oRadio.com. Just click on that cute pineapple, and you'll go to the Mana'o Radio page. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here. Last song, what you got for me, boys?
This is one from Good Corn Tevening that we wrote that week in our 1 week in the studio.
Right.
Came out of nowhere, and it's never gonna die.
And it's
So-
episode what is it?
Season 1, episode 4 of a show that doesn't exist.
Yeah. But we want to make it exist someday.
You guys could be a comedy act, too. Call me.
It's called Dark Night in London Town.
Got that right. I'm no saint. Goody two shoes I ain't. Damsel came to me in distress. Bedroom I said, let's get down to dark night in London town. Every face in the all to waste. He said, son, we've already made our case. I've been praised. Every face in the crowd is among the lost and found. Gotta get out of here right now without making no sound. Held on myself, photos for the black metal week, rolling with the doubt. Every story's got an ending, it's clear. I'd rather die on the man than grow in the town.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
We are the Timothy Morris Band. We love you.
Yeah.
2/3.
Two-thirds of the Timothy Morris Band.
You tell Tahee miss a good time.
Yeah, we're the
okay?
Timothy Morris trio.
That's right. Okay, that's right. I love that. You guys, thanks so much for tuning in. If you missed the episode, don't worry. It's online forever. Go to MonacoRadio.com. Don't forget, we're going to be here next week with Silky Sister. Tip this gentleman. This is
Thank
the
you so
best.
much.
The family
Really appreciate
band,
it.
my new favorite family band. And it was so nice to hear some rock and roll today. I know Johnny was enjoying it too. We love it. And there's a couple guitars hanging out if you want to look at them. We've got some pretty exciting things going on here. Mahalo to Backlit Buddha Studios for making this such a beautiful experience. I'm very overwhelmed with all this aloha today. You guys are very sweet. I will see you on the flip side. Keep it real for the homeschool. I'm Trishta Dish from the Weekly Dish and Beyond. Love you so much. And thank you to my Chino for being my theme song since the beginning. He didn't have to, but I made him. Yeah, we did it. Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It felt
rock
good.
show in a
That
living
felt
room.
really good. We out. Yeah, I was like, the first time the drum.